with our communities to build safer neighborhoods and for
oral questions. Questions orales. The honourable member for Northumberland Clark.
Israel has a right to defend itself, including by disarming Tehran's nuclear program. We should all hope that this is the end of the regime's nuclear program and that the great Persian people can now rise up to reclaim their country from this totalitarian regime. Sadly, anti-Semitism has been on the rise here in Canada. Can the government please tell us the extra steps that they will take to protect Canada's Jewish community from anti-Semites who might use the recent events as an excuse for violence?
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Foreign Affairs.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I want to thank the member for the question. It's important on two fronts. It's important to remember always that Israel has the right to defend itself. Israel has the right to continue to make sure that it is safe and secure. At the same time, this government is committed to take action against the scourge that is anti-Semitism every day in our world. We will continue to stand up and defend Jews in this community to make sure they're safe. Thank you.
No member for Northumberland Clark.
In the Auditor General's scathing report on Tuesday, we learned the Liberals failed to put in place the necessary safety, procedures and controls to safeguard Canadian taxpayers' dollars. The result? $64 million to ArriveScan's primary contractor, GC Strategies. Canadians work so hard for their money, Mr. Speaker. When will that money be returned? Will everyone in this House vote with Conservative to get Canadians' money back?
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Finance.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and we thank the Auditor General for her work. Obviously, we can all agree in this House that misconduct of any kind in our procurement processes is completely unacceptable. It's notable that we've terminated all contracts and suspended security clearance for GC Strategies. An investigation and assessment were undertaken, and GC Strategies was deemed ineligible from receiving government contracts for 7 years. This matter has been referred to the RCMP, and legal matter is ongoing.
Member for Northumberland Clark.
We hear those same talking points over and over again. However, the only guarantee that we can have that taxpayer dollars will actually be protected is a change in leadership. Liberals keep getting rich, Canadians keep getting the tax bill, and why on all heavens was the ministers promoted instead of fired?
Mr. Secretary to the Minister of Finance.
I know all of us can agree in this House that misconduct of any kind in our procurement processes is completely unacceptable. That's why our government has acted on this matter. An investigation was undertaken by OSIC. The company in question has been deemed ineligible for receiving any federal government contracts for 7 years, and the matter has been referred to the RCMP, and legal action is ongoing.
The Deputy to Beauce.
The honourable member for Beauce. Mr. Speaker, this week the Auditor General released a scathing report on ArriveCan's primary contractor, GC Strategies. This company, with only 2 employees and currently under investigation by the RCMP, got a staggering $64 million from the Liberals. And worse, we don't even know if they did any work. The Conservatives have introduced a motion to ban this company for life. Will all members of this House vote to get Canadian taxpayers' money back?
Well, Mr. Speaker, I'm more than happy to repeat this as many times as the members opposite would like me to. Our government has taken a firm stance on this matter and said that any misconduct of any kind within our procurement processes is completely unacceptable. We have made improvements in the integrity of the system based on the Auditor General's report and recommendations. We've made sure that GC Strategies cannot no longer receive any government contracts for 7 years, and the matter has been referred to the RCMP for legal action.
The honourable member for Beauce. Mr. Speaker, we're asking for a lifetime ban, not 7 years. The budget was $80,000 and the actual cost was $64 million, paid to only 2 people. That's 800 times the budget. It makes no sense. It's the taxpayers of Beauce and Canada who have been stuck with the bill. Why, with the Liberals, are politicians rewarded instead of being punished? The Honourable Member.
Mr. Speaker, I know that all of us in this House can agree on one thing, which is that the integrity of our procurement processes is of utmost importance. It's taxpayers' money that's in question, and we take that matter very seriously. We have conducted an investigation through the Office of Supplier Integrity and Compliance. They deemed GC Strategies as ineligible to receive any federal government contracts for 7 years, and we referred this matter to the RCMP for legal action.
The Honourable Member for Beauce. Another question with no real answer. What would happen if a Canadian family blew over its budget by 800 times? It would go bankrupt. What would happen if a private company executive blew over his budget by 800 times? He'd be fired. So why do we accept that Ottawa spends Canadian taxpayers' money like this with no concrete results? The families of Beauce deserve better, Mr. Speaker. Will the Liberals vote for our motion to permanently strike GC Strategies from the list? Yes or no?
Mr. Speaker, misconduct of any kind in our procurement processes is completely unacceptable. That's why we are making changes to ensure the integrity of our system. We have made sure that GC Strategies has been terminated from all contracts, that they have been suspended, their security clearance has been suspended, and the investigation of OSIC has deemed them ineligible for any federal government contracts for 7 years. The matter has been referred to the RCMP and legal action is underway.
The Honourable Member for Belleuil-Chambly. Mr. Speaker, the Fisheries Act, the Indian Act, the Navigable Waterways Act, the Official Languages Act, the Income Tax Act, the Labour Code, all the rules and regulations would, under C5, would allow the minister to arbitrarily suspend the operation of those acts. And doesn't our system at least deserve to be seriously studied in committee? The Honourable Minister. Mr. Speaker, the Bloc leader knows full well we've just completed an election campaign where the Prime Minister and leader of our party asked Canadians for a clear mandate to accelerate projects of national interest. That's precisely what this bill before the House will provide for. However, it's not true to say that we will slacken our environmental assessments or our consultations with Indigenous peoples. We're going to do precisely what we said we would do. The Honourable Member for Belleuil-Chambly. That's what the legislation says. Mr. Speaker, Quebecers, in my view, with all due respect, voted out of fear of the Conservatives' platform. Now the Liberal Party is taking the Conservative platform and implementing it. That is not why Quebecers voted for them. All of us here want to work. I assume we all do. We want to do our jobs seriously and completely. We want to look at how this is going to affect our system. The Honourable Minister.